What is going on, everybody? King Recon here. Before we get into the awesome sauce, I left a link in the description box down below to a video that I think all of you should check out because it is really cool. It's a 10-minute video on the official One Piece YouTube channel of a Japanese man performing Rakugo for volume 92 of One Piece. So going over the main gist of what the volume is about, and like the content within the beginning of Wano, you know, summarizing it, going through it. But during specific portions, he starts like actually acting out how certain characters will probably sound whenever we hear them in the anime. And it is really cool, man. It's a really nice Rakugo session. You can see the passion and the work that went into this project. And it is really cool, man. So I would definitely recommend checking it out. It looks really nice just seeing the panels and the original storyboards for those panels coming up and eventually becoming the actual panel itself. Whoever edited this project, props to them, man. Props to them. So definitely check out that video, either after this video, later on the day, like bookmark it or whatever. Sit down and watch it because it is really cool. It has no subtitles, unfortunately, but it's a really cool video, man. I would recommend anybody that is a fan of Wano so far to check it out, man. It's really cool. It's just somebody doing Rakugo, you know, acting it out themselves the entire beginning portion of Wano, and it's nice. It's nice, and a lot of work went in it from an editing standpoint. I always appreciate that type of stuff, so really nice, man. But let's go and get into the awesome sauce, man. Let's get into the awesome sauce, man. You know, this past week there was an article that came out that, you know, our series, our beloved best-selling manga in history, has now reached 450 million copies sold. And, you know, we're around 24 away from Batman, which is at 474 million copies sold overall. You know, but Batman, it's had a... I still say, my prediction still stands, that by the end of the Wano saga, we will be ahead of Batman, and we'll be towards Superman, and then we will surpass Superman by the end of the series. Because Superman right now is standing at 600 million, and as the current popularity of Superman stands, I don't see it really, at least unless they do something crazy with DC and Superman becomes popular again, then I don't see it moving all that much past 600 mil. But Batman's did move up. Last time we saw Batman's, it was at 460 mil. And now after, since the last time I checked it, now it's at 474 million. So that's very interesting. But we'll overtake it, man. By the end of the Wano saga, I guarantee you, by the end of the Wano saga, I'll be sitting in this very chair, reciting these very words. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the best-selling manga in history. And it is the second best-selling comic of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the one, the only, One Piece. I guarantee you, end of series, or not end of, well, end of series for sure, but end of arc, end of Wano 2020, when the Olympics are taking place. Take my word for it, coach. We will be in the Lake Swimwear as the second best-selling comic of all time, and which is very impressive considering the series has only been out since 1997. Just impressive stuff, man. Impressive stuff. But without further ado, let's get right into the chapter. Very exciting stuff for the series just in the past couple of weeks with more Stampede information coming on. I know a Vivre card just recently came out and it's been getting translated. The anime is currently entering end of Whole Cake stuff, which is absolutely fantastic. One Piece World Seeker drops next week. Cannot wait to do videos on that here on the channel. It's going to be awesome sauce, man, and overall with the way the manga is going, and it's a great time. It's a great time to be a fan, man, and what better than to have a milestone like that celebrating its 400. It's so dope to me as a tard of this series and as a fanboy of the series. It's really cool to see that the third out of that big three of best-selling comics ever is One Piece, man, and eventually become second. And eventually become number one, man. And that'll be a day. That'll be whenever Instant Messenger Sama and Luffy probably duking it out on Raftel. That's when that'll happen around there, coach. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. Let's get right into the chapter. Chapter 935. And the title of the chapter is Queen. That tells me that we're not going to be switching somewhere else. At least at the very beginning of the chapter. We're gonna, or maybe towards the end, we'll be getting towards the Queen and Luffy stuff, which I'm very interested on seeing. Is that my boy Smoker? Yo, okay, Mr. Smoke. Yo, I've been recently going through. Like I said in the last video, I was rewatching Marineford, again with a friend of mine who's currently catching up to the series, who's going absolutely ham. But I forgot that one of my favorite character interactions in Marineford was Smoker and Hancock, man. There was just something very, very comedic and yet very cool about that entire interaction itself. I mean, the entire arc is filled with great character interactions, and I always link back to certain ones. Like, I really loved Marco and Kizaru's interactions. Of course, one of my favorite interactions of the whole series, Ben Beckman and Kizaru. And then you have the likes of Crocodile and Doflamingo, Crocodile and Whitebeard, just great stuff, right? But that one little small interaction between Smoker and Hancock is always really, really nice. And I had undervalued it until this most recent rewatch, because usually when I go back and re-experience Marineford, it's through the manga. Like, I've reread the arc a lot of times, but when it comes to watching the anime, I've only done it like a handful of times when it comes to that arc. So I was like, man, I really do appreciate that interaction right there. But anyways, firefighting mice extinguishing Smoker after assuming the smoke coming from his cigar was caused by a fire. Pen named the Way of Nakahara. It's a pretty beast name. I don't know what Nakahara means, but the Way of Nakahara, man, that sounds like a beast name. This is a really cute cover page right here. You have a whole bunch of Remy's from Ratatouille, man, just going up in like swimwear, extinguishing this man's flames out. Alright, let's get right into the chapter. Inside Udon's prison... What is this? Yes, I want to close the ad. I'm reading One Piece. Inside Udon's prison mine, the executive tower. Master Solitaire. The keys were stolen. Master Solitaire? The game Solitaire? Somebody... Yo, that's actually a pretty dope name. Master Solitaire. Somebody took the keys to the sea stone handcuffs. Who is this? Oh, you're rocking 6 arms? And yo, wearing a sort of like a rebel helmet from like Star Wars, sort of like a Star Wars rebel helmet, horns coming out from the side, the long hair. Yo, this is a fresh design. So you have the horns coming out from the side, like going up like the Oni, like Kaido, and like oars in them, and then you have the rebel helmet, which is that's the way I call it, man, from like Star Wars. You have 6 arms going around, but those arms at the end, they have gloves, black gloves. You have feathery shoulder pads right here, and then a really nice suit going down. This is a really cool design. This is a really, really cool design, and this is Solitaire. Vice Warden and Headliner, Solitaire Monkey Smile user. Yo, seeing Solitaire for the first time, yo. This is a really, really cool design, and it's a Monkey Smile user, this individual is. So that must be where all of these arms are coming from. What have you lot been doing? Didn't any of you see the culprit? It was a man with a Garkrabchewin face? Garkrabchewin? He left a fake set of keys in the safe. I was out crabbed. He took advantage of the fact that I can only walk sideways. Yeah, so there's actually a crab dude right here. I can't see it. Oh, I see the claws right here. The big meaty claws. Shout out to Eugene Krabs from SpongeBob, man. The big meaty claws right there, coach. He took advantage of the fact that I can only walk sideways. Is he talking about Kid? Garkrabchewin face? He left a fake set of keys in the safe and I was out crabbed. Out crabbed. You bastard, you're unfit to be a guard. That's a really, really cool design for Solitaire right here. A monkey smile user. And you could see the Saiyan tail right there in the back. Anyways, let's go. He must still be somewhere in the tower, tear every inch of it apart, even the attic. Nin. Oh, of course they're talking about Raizo, bro. Of course they're talking about Raizo. I keep forgetting that this man Raizo has an extremely important mission at hand in Wano, man. And I was just talking about this yesterday. I was just talking about Raizo's importance and his role in the Wano country to my friends. And he's the last, because to be honest, man, ever since they said that Kid escaped, that's been a massive thing that's been on my mind. So anytime somebody's talking about something like that, I'm like, all right, you Kid? Eustace? Kid D Eustace? So, but nah, we got my boy Raizo right here running, man. Nin, that's a ninja's true strength that stole the keys. It took a while, but hold on just a little longer, Luffy Taro. The time to escape this prison has come. All that's left is to us to make a stealthful escape. I doubt one of the 9 red scabbards and a ninja. Oh, that's confirmation right there. I don't think that we have gotten that before, that Raizo is one of the red scabbards. I could be wrong, but I think that's the first time that we have had confirmation on that. All that's left is to make is us to make a stealthful escape. Man, if they manage to escape right now stealthily after all the trouble that Luffy's causing at this point in time, and the fact that Queen is heading right here, hey, Raizo, man, you'll be a true MVP. You'll be a true ninja if you're able to go under the likes of Queen at this point in time. And the prisoner mine, the #1 rule in Wano Country's prisoner mine is that because you see his feet up in the air and you see blood coming out of this individual's face. If you talk back to a guard, you will be punished. The punishment for the first offense, dismemberment of both of your arms. The punishment for the first offense is dismemberment. Dang, bruh. Just the first? The punishment for the second offense, dismemberment of both of your legs. And the punishment for the third offense is execution. So they give you 3 strikes. 3 strikes and you're out. This is a really well put together page layout right here. So we see Udon itself. Then we zoom into what was happening in the previous chapter with Luffy going in for what I thought was going to be an attack with his arms, but instead he goes in for a really nice kick to the face. We see that he heavily injures this guard's face right here, and then the other panel is Luffy directly after that. So the first defense is you get both of your arms getting pwned, then the next one is both of your legs getting taken off, and then it's execution after that. I mean, it might as well be, you know? It might as well be. I mean, what else are you going to take out? You're going to go through slow torture? You're going to take out his eyes? You're going to take out his fingernails? I mean, what are you going to do here, coach? Furthermore, if one lays a single hand on one of the guards, they will immediately be executed. Yo! Furthermore, if one lays a single hand on one of the guards... Hey, man, listen, there's a loophole right there. He put his feet on there. Hey, technically, he kicked him. He didn't hit him with his hands. He didn't hit him with a punch. He didn't slap him. My dude hit him with his legs. There's a loophole right there, man. As far as what I can see, they will immediately be executed. A Japanese card game translates as Grand Millionaire, Big Two Capitalists and President. Master Daifugo. Vice Warden Headliner Daifugo Scorpion Smile User. I'm going to see the multiple legs right here. Coming from Mr. Daifugo, and we see Hyogo the Flower. He kicked the Vice Warden? There were witnesses this time. You won't be able to talk your way out of this one. Prepare to be executed. Execution. Execution. I mean, these guys are hype, man. It's like they're playing Gears of War 2. Y'all play Gears of War 2? I mean, any of the Gears games, they all have execution, but that was one of my favorite game types back in the Xbox 360. And literally the only way to win is by executing the entire team. Really, really nice game type, man. Shout out to Gears 2. Execution. Oh, they're still hype, man. Execution. I mean, what did Luffy ever do to these humans, man? I'm glad that he did what he did, but there's no way he can get out of this in time. Oh, so you have you have the 2 sides right here. You have the individuals that are chanting for his execution that are working here, and then you have the prisoners themselves that are cheering on Luffy, man. It's like, come on, Coach. I'll never forget you, Luffy Taro. And I guess Grandpa Hyo will finally meet his end too. And it's like they believe that because Hyogo the Flower is his quote-unquote accomplice, that he's also going to join him here. We're in admirable final action, Strat, man. What are you talking about? Like, this is the end. For real, Luffy, bro, you let Hyogo know. Talking about, like, this is the end. Have you seen me lately? My man Luffy's been making the gains, man. I mean, my man's been doing push-ups, sit-ups. You see his muscles, bro? Yo, my man has been going ham in the gym. We're getting out of here. Damn straight. All ability users have been cuffed with sea stone handcuffs just weak enough for them to move around in as per the prison regulations. So they should only be able to make the most basic of movements. Then are you suggesting that I'm even weaker than that? No, that isn't what I meant. His breathing is getting heavier. Oh my. Here we go. So the sea stone must be working as intended. He just has extraordinary willpower. AKA hockey, man. He has extraordinary willpower. What a troublesome guy. We can't have someone who doesn't abide by the basic laws of nature here in this prison. Warden. I'm training right now so that when these cuffs are removed, I'll be stronger, even if it's only by a little bit. Yo, my guy Luffy's taking it into a positive so that when we actually get out of the situation, we'll be a little bit stronger. We'll be a little stronger, man. Shout out to Luffy, bro. I also love his mentality. Look at this guy's face. And look at his mouth. It has a really nice it has like that Rashomon. I think that was the name of that thing that I saw, the gates of Rashomon. I remember the face of that had like the type of teeth, especially down from the bottom here. That's immediately whenever I saw this panel, that's the first thing I thought of. Why do you want to get stronger when you won't even live to see tomorrow? Elephant sneeze. So we see the elephant from... Yeah, this is the same elephant thingy from last chapter. It's just that we didn't get to see this individual in the back. We mainly got to see the elephant. And I was wondering, I was like, why in the Flying Flagnards is that random elephant just there? But anyways, we see the elephant just in the similar way that we had earlier on the arc with the lion on the WWF title. We once again now have on this individual's chest. So what is this person's name? Old Maid. On Old Maid's chest, we have an elephant smile fruit that is apparently going to shoot out an elephant sneeze. Prisoner Mine Warden and headliner Old Maid. Pow Pa Pa Pa. Pow is a Japanese onomatopoeia for elephant trumpeting. And we see a double page spread right here. My guy Queen is here. Hold on, bro. So Luffy gets nailed all the way back. We see, I mean, he looks like he got hit. I mean, he looks like he took a massive hit. Warden Old Maid, Queen is here. Why didn't you say so sooner? Damn it, if only I could use my hockey right now. Yo, nah, so Luffy went from saying, alright, I'll just take care of this right now like this, to just immediately saying, screw that, like, I gotta use my hockey right now. So that elephant sneeze was very, very strong. Komurasaki-tan, what a cutie, how exciting. Is this me looking at a picture of Komurasaki, bro? This guy's sick. Queen, Queen, Queen. She's wasting her time with Orochi. Oh, it's showtime. We're going to the Pleasure District after we're done here. Yes, sir. Yo, my man after he takes care of this, my man wants to go straight up to the quarters. To the pleasure quarters. We're like, Queen, relax. Relax, Queen. When should we tell him that Komurasaki's dead? Never. He'll kill us. Facts. Y'all better keep that junk shut. Y'all better keep that shut to whenever a Queen gets, yo, but that's crazy. So that means, because Oda wouldn't put that in for no reason, that means that Queen is going to get out of here, and he's going to make his place over there to possibly her funeral. Oh, that's going to be crazy, man. Some crazy stuff could go down. Because let's just say that Kyoshiro actually does turn. We have a little like, bout right there. Because if he finds out that it was Kyoshiro that was the one that cut him, like cut Komurasaki, oh man, Queen versus Kyoshiro. Oh, snap. This could turn into a massive turning point of the arc, bro. Anyways, let's do this. It's Queen! And we see Queen out here straight up just funking it, man. If I lost weight, I'd be too popular. So that's why I stay big. Funk. Funk. I may seem round, but it's all muscle. It's time to sing and dance. Oh, how exciting. Wow, Queen. How wonderful. Sorry to keep you all waiting, you bunches, trashy scum. Beast Pirates All-Star Queen the Plague. Bounty 1.32 billion. Yo, Queen is a showman. Queen is out here. Yeah, I respect it, because that's the way we do it around here, man. Anywhere we show up, we're trying to deliver, going up and just have some fun, man. Stay funky. You know what I'm saying? I respect it, Queen. We want to have fun wherever it is that we go, man. And it appears the underlings also want to have fun. Queen's like, look, listen, if I lost weight, I'd be way too popular, and I don't feel like dealing with all that. So you know what? That's why I stay big, 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 big. Yo, Queen is a goat, man. I've already messed with Queen heavily. Let's hear it, Old Maid. Yo, Queen immediately after that sits down in this, like, Triple H level chair. Yo, look at this chair. He sits down in this Triple H looking throne. See the Onigashima skull right behind him. You have, like, the 3 flames going out on top. I mean, seriously, man. Let's hear it, Old Maid. Go ahead and rank your problems. You can start with number 3 on the list. Useless Kid has escaped. What? Yo, look. Queen has the classic shocked expression. And number 2, the keys to the Seastone handcuffs are stolen. What? Yo. And now, yo, if Raizo makes it here, and he manages to take off Luffy's cuffs, and we see Luffy and Queen's cuffs, oh, man. Then what about number 1? Luffy's trying to escape right now. I got you. Like, what are they? This man came over here to report an order. He came over here to report an order. And he's like, yeah, you know what? Luffy's escaping right now. Are you kidding me, coach? Listen to this again. Kid has escaped. All right, he's shook. The keys to the Seastone handcuffs were stolen. Wait, what's number 1? Luffy's trying to escape right now. Queen's like, well, go catch him, you dimwits. Like, oh, come on, Skip. Come on, coach. And then we head back to Ebisu Town, man. Hold on, bro. I gotta look at this one more time. So does Hyogoro? Is Hyogoro taking him away, or did Raizo show up and try to try to take him. I'm trying to find like a little indication of a panel here. But anyways, man, that elephant sneeze must have been quite an attack. But I still can't... This man, Queen. Look at the throne this man's sitting on, dog. These shocked expressions always get to me. Anyways, Ebisu Town. Yo. It's fine, don't worry about it. You said that you are friends of young Master Zorojuro, did you not? Feel free to make use of this empty house to your heart's content. Ah-ha-ha-ha! Oh, whoa! Okay, so we're already here, and we're hold on, because see my stomach's rumblings, my stomach's rumbling because I'm hungry, so I'm gonna die soon anyways. That's why this is basically an empty house. Ah-ha-ha! No! He slapped his knee! He said it's a knee slapper! Yo, man, I mess with the individual in Ebisu Town. I mess with all of the individuals in Ebisu Town, man. When you're out here saying that you're so hungry, you're about to starve to death, and you still have it in you to make a joke, but not only just a joke, ladies and gentlemen. You see, there's levels to this. There's levels to a joke that you just laugh. There's levels to a joke that you laugh out loud. There's levels to a joke where you can't stop laughing. But the fourth and the highest rank on the jokeometer is the knee slapper. When you're out here slapping knees, you're delivering bangers, man. Your jokes are banger level, alright? You should be out there making, like Queen. You should be out here on shows, on Showtime, Broadway, man, cutting promos that'll make people just laugh and continue to laugh, man. That is what a knee slapper is. That is the Bankai version of a joke. When you're delivering knee slappers, you're a funny human being, alright? You're a funny human being. All I can do is laugh. But to back the matter at hand, you were just a little bit late. Zorojuro bolted out of a town all of a sudden to go somewhere else. And here I thought we were about to get reunited here. And this man Zoro goes out on his own. Have mercy, bro. Have mercy. This man's probably going to show up on Onigashima, man. This man is going to be on Onigashima grounds in absolutely no time. He said his sword was stolen, and he sure made a big fuss about it. I don't know how far... His sword got stolen? I don't know how far he's gone or who he's chasing, but I think it's very likely that he'll be able to find his way back here. I mean, it's highly unlikely that he'll be able to find his way back there. Where did Blackleg go? Now that you mention it, don't tell me that's Sanji. So Sanji's out of there too? Don't tell me the Flower Capital bathhouse. Whoa. I'm feeling less fatigued by the minute. But isn't this water a bit too hot? The citizens prefer it that way. Isn't it risky? You know, ever since I watched that One Piece episode, every time somebody says risky, like whenever we were playing games or whatever, somebody in the party says risky. I can't help but repeat it. Risky. For us to take a bath in public, what will we do if something happens? You're quite the cautious one, aren't you, friend of the ninja? Well, it's true that we are demonic arts users who cannot use our powers when submerged in water. It's fine for us to relax, and now our enemies will not find us here. Yo, Nami's just chilling, man. Nami's like, yeah. Then you got Robin showing back. Well, there aren't any enemies here, but shouldn't we charge them for being here? Shouldn't we charge them for being here? Can't believe this was... Are you kidding me, bruh? Hold on, coach. There is no way. It's really so strange for such a crowd to be in a bathhouse. I know that they're all... Yo, Shinobu's out here attracting crowds. Yo, Shinobu. Hey, forget everything that I said previously about Shinobu, man. Shinobu is out here doing it big. Shinobu is out here doing it big, dog. When you have a crowd like that, chilling, alright. Shinobu's out here. And there's nothing I can do about it. You know, young men are just, get out of the way, you old hag. They're not. Hey, don't worry, Shinobu. I'm there with you, Shinobu. I know they're there for you. Because there ain't no way that they're there for Nami. You know, I'll come up in like Sanji, bro. I'll start sweet chin music, dude, out of there, man. Man, dude, damn. Look at Ami, dog. Ninja Arts, oh, man. Shinobu's gotta chill with those things, man. Shinobu's gotta chill with those ball busters, dog. Shinobu has to chill. In any case, that Kyoshido guy is a scary one. I can't tell what he's thinking. It makes sense. He is a Yakuza boss after all. Man, dude. Look at Robin. What are you talking about, you fool? Back in the day, the Yakuza were allies of the commoners, although most youngsters don't know about those days. Now that our bodies are warmed, we should have the male bathhouse attendants grab our backs. Yo, Shinobu wants the whole thing. Shinobu was asking for all of it. In the past, there was a man named Hyogoro of the Flower. He was an outstanding Yakuza boss. I cannot wait for that flashback, man, because just like what they're stating right here, back in the day, the Yakuza were allies of the commoners, although most youngsters don't know about those days. That means that whenever we do initially, or whenever we do eventually get back to that flashback and actually see it fleshed out, and for the Odin flashback, it's really nice to see that, you know, prime Hyogoro the Flower, prime Shinobu, and really seeing when it is and how it is that the Yakuza were allies of the commoners and how all that played out, and I can't wait to actually get that flashback. The more information we get on it, the more I believe that it's going to be a very, very long flashback. Like I said in the stream I did last week, I'm expecting that Odin flashback to be a volume long. I am, man. I'm expecting the Odin flashback to be a good volume long, because with all of the build up to it, it has to be a good 7 to 10 chapters. With everything that it has to solve, or not really solve, but all of the backstory and all of the build up to this backstory, for it to come into fruition, like everything that happened in that flashback is going to come into fruition, and is going to make us as readers become really, really invested into what's happening currently in Wano. So we're going to need that emotional attachment to all of those different characters that were involved then, and how their stories intersect and connect into what's happening right now, in the same way that it did with Nolan Kagara flashback, and how important, well, not really the same, because Nolan Kagara is around 400 years apart from where Skypiea was taking place, but still, there was that connection to the ancestors of those characters at that point in time, and it was that symbolic representation of it. But I feel like here in Wano, it's gonna have that alongside with the emotional attachment of the characters that were already there. So it's gonna make that flashback really, really heavy when we actually get out of that flashback and come back to our time, because it's gonna, and once again, let's just say Luffy finally gets that hit on Kaido after seeing this flashback. It's gonna feel 10 times better, man, 10 times better. But I cannot stress enough, once again, shout out to my homie. Shout out to the GOAT, Nami Swan, man. Shout out to the GOAT. Are they talking about the man Kanjuro mentioned? They're not wrong. If Boss Hyogoro of the Flower was still around, all the samurai would have joined our cause already. No way! Hyogoro had that much clout? Yo, so that means whenever Hyogoro shows up with Luffy, then he's gonna have extremely... I mean, we're gonna have everyone. If Boss Hyogoro of the Flower was still around, all the samurai would have joined our cause already. So that means when Hyogoro does end up showing up, when Hyogoro does end up right alongside Luffy, after they escape, the samurai are going to have no choice but to show up, according to Shinobu, and to join their cause. To be honest, at our current rate, it's going to be impossible for us to gather 5,000 people by the end of next week. We'll probably be able to gather 500 at best. Is he really that amazing? Yo, look at a prime Hyogoro the way over the 5 Yakuza bosses of the other regions. He was kind to the people and possessed both power and popularity. He was the epitome of chivalry. The epitome of chivalry, bro? Even Odin admired him in his younger days. Yo, that's clout. That is clout, man. That is an insane amount of clout. No wonder she says that whenever Hyogoro shows up, that of course they'll end up joining our cause. So that means that nobody knows that Hyogoro's actually been captured. Right? In that case, if we can find him, we'll be able to... This is a tale from 20 years ago, according to certain rumors. He refused to bow to the Kurozumi family, was executed by Orochi. So that is the... What? Excuse me? No, bro, the octopus is back! Yo, this man hasn't been in the series since, what was it, chapter 910? We haven't seen this dang thing. Well, technically in the flashback 9/11, but we haven't seen the octopus in chapter 910. And guess what he's doing here? Guess what he is doing here? Flipping bastard. On the other hand, the leader of the Oniwabanshu, Fukuro Kuju, who had also supported the Kozuki family alongside the boss Hyogoro, chose to serve under Orochi. Okay. Wow, man. So that means that by the time this arc ends, we're going to have the Oniwabanshu under us as well, more than likely. Because if Hyogoro shows up, then that means that the Oniwabanshu are going to be like, yo, Hyogoro was never executed. And that entire confrontation right there, I mean, it might not be instant, they're not going to instantly join us, but I guarantee you by the end of the arc, they're going to have a change of heart, or at the very least, they're going to be able to, they're going to join our side as well, on our side of this entire war that's about to happen. They're going to join the Straw Hat Alliance side. That's very interesting. I always expected, or ever since the Oniwabanshu were introduced, I expected them to be under Orochi for the rest of the arc, but I guess it does make sense because the Oniwabanshu is something that goes on through the generations. So a lot of these members of the Oniwabanshu were there during the Oden era. So maybe they have stuff that they don't like, but they're just swallowing it because they have to serve the Shogun. Their duty, no matter who the Shogun is to protect and serve the Shogun. Even if they don't agree with his actions, it does not matter because that is their role. Even if the previous Shogun was their best friend and he was killed right in front of their eyes, they still have to go on and serve and protect the following Shogun. That is the way that it works. That is the way that it works when it comes to the Oniwabanshu and the Shogun, man. So, man, at the time, I mean, hold on, I need some water, bruh. I need some water. Not me out here, man. Goodness gracious, man. At the time, I just noticed this dude creeping in the back, man. He's chilling. He's chilling. He's enjoying it. At the same time, my subordinate Fukuro Kuju could not forgive him for his treason and escaped to a life as a fugitive from Orochi's army. Oh, man. Interesting. So now we see where it is that connection to him came whenever he met him, or whenever they met each other back during the Orochi and the Kyoshiro and the Komurasaki situation that was going on, whenever they fell on top of Orochi, whenever he turned into his dragon, and causing him to let go of his grip of Komurasaki. Whenever they met each other right there, and she proceeded to hit him with a ball buster, that is where they knew each other from, was from back then in the past. All of this is starting to tie together now. So that's why you knew that guy. You're amazing, Shinobu. By the way, what's with these octopuses? They're the male bathhouse attendants. They are this bathhouse servants. Oh, so these octopuses, because it looks like the very, very same one that helped us during chapter 910, but it appears that that might not be the case. It appears that because there's multiples of them, that there's just a race of these octopuses here on Wano that have a bunch of different duties. Okay, I guess that makes a lot more sense. Boss Hyogoro, he's nothing but an old tale nowadays. So she knows. She knows. I have a feeling that Shinobu might. No, but I don't think she knows. I don't think she knows. Well, she might. She might because, hold on, let me go back real quick. According to certain rumors, he refused to bow to the Kurozumi family and was executed by Orochi. So, with that being the case, she might listen to the rumors, but she might not. But she doesn't believe them. I think that's a safe assumption. I think that's a safe assumption. Like I said before, if you join our crew... Whoa, we're already back to Queen? Like I said before, if you join our crew, I'd personally ask Kaido to pardon you for your crimes. Shut up, I don't wanna. What about timing? Luffy don't have the key you need. No, Luffy's in front of Queen. This brings back memories, Hyogoro. You sure impressed Kaido and Orochi back then. I never thought that the legendary chivalrous man would become such a malnourished geezer, and that he would die a pitiful death. I do not care what becomes of me, but please spare this young man. Yo, Hyogoro. Yo, Hyogoro is out here saying, you know what, I'm old. My time is already up, but the next generation, the younger generation, I see Odin in this man. I see the honor, the pride, the dream of the samurai within this young man. Let him live. Let him live. Hyogoro. Hyogoro? That? Hyogoro? Seriously, the chickpea looking old man Hyo? Yo, Hyo looks like a beast in his prime, man. Alright, I've made my decision. I went with an exciting idea. Luffy don't know. Oh man, I don't like this exciting idea, coach. I can't believe it. You really do still look exactly the same. Who is it? Someone? The dude from the gate. It's me, Raizo. Kawamatsu. Is Lord Momonosuke well? Kawamatsu? Allies in the past is one of the samurai they've been searching. So it is, in fact, a new person. It is, in fact, somebody that we do not know of yet. Kawamatsu. Why does it sound so familiar? Kawamatsu. Hold on. Kawamatsu. What does that sound? Dude, that sounds mad familiar, yo. That sounds mad familiar. Kawamatsu. Yeah! Kawamatsu, Denjiro, and Ashura Doji. The like the big three that are around that era, back whenever Odin first started making a name for himself. So Kawamatsu's still alive. So now they're shooting Maru. Oh, snap! So confirmation, Kawamatsu's alive. Kawamatsu. I know I had heard that name before. That's fascinating. It's me, Raizo. Kawamatsu. Is Lord Momonosuke well? So Raizo is now going to want to break out Kawamatsu as well. So now we have Kawamatsu. We're going to have Raizo. We have Luffy. And we have Hyogoro right here. Which I know Luffy's not going to allow Hyogoro to die. So with that being said, though, shout out to Hyogoro and his pride and his honor and his resolve, man. To allow the next generation of samurai to once again be born. And to allow the next generation just in general. He sees that in Luffy, man. He sees the solitaire and a really, really nice design. We have Raizo escaping right here with the keys. Then we have Luffy, of course, breaking one of the big rules here in the prison by kicking the Vice Warden. And then we have Luffy in front of Old Maid. Old Maid takes Luffy out with an elephant sneeze, or at the very least, heavily injures him to the point to where Queen is, or they were easily able to get him. Queen is pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I like his personality so far. He's a showman. You could definitely see the showman side of him, and I always respect anybody who's a showman. Because I don't know, it's just I respect it, coach. I respect it because it takes a lot. It takes a lot to go out there and want to show off your abilities. You know, you live for the crowd, you die by the crowd. It's like as a fan of wrestling, I respect individuals like this. Like Queen is a pro wrestler, just not a pro wrestler. He's a showman. So we see Queen the Plague, official bounty 1.32 bill. Sitting on his throne, and then this part right here was hilarious. We head back to Ebisu Town. We have now confirmation that both Sanji and Zoro are not here. Zoro is out, and Sanji is out too. Maybe their plot lines are going to intersect here as well. That'll actually be really, really nice, having Zoro and Sanji going on a journey together. That would be awesome. We head back to the bathhouse, and we get to see Shinobu, Robin, and Nami there. Oh man, dude, goodness gracious. And then we got a lot of really important information on Hyogoro and why it is that Hyogoro has so much clout and how much people really respect and are willing to follow this man. I mean, Shinobu said, she said that if Hyogoro were to make an appearance again, the samurai would immediately join our cause again. Because that's just how much people believed in Hyogoro the Flower back then. That's how much they followed this dude. Look at his design, man. He had sway over the 5 Yakuza bosses of the other regions. Wow. Hyogoro the Flower. Like, we knew he had a clout, but I didn't know he had this much clout, man. I mean, he even has the respect of Shinobu and, I mean, not Shinobu, Queen. Even has the respect of Queen and Kaido. I see the octopuses. And more connections. I'm telling you, man, that flashback, that Odin flashback when we get it, is going to be very, very good. It's going to be one of the best flashbacks, man. then we get to see a really, really nice panel. This one right here in the middle of page 16 is a really good panel. Really, really well drawn, and a nice panel right in the middle with Queen chilling on the throne. And we actually get to see just how big Queen is right here. Also, you get to see the little left metal arm right here from Kid. And then Luffy just chilling right there alongside Hyogoro, right in front of him. And I want to know what type of sick idea Queen has that like the decision that Queen has and the idea that Queen has to take care of the situation from here on out. Because now Luffy and Hyogoro are in front of Queen, and we don't know what's going to happen. But what we do know is that Hyogoro's resolve is not going to allow Luffy to die. He'd rather die himself before Luffy dies. So that's going to be very, very interesting. But we know, at least I assume, that Hyogoro has to live in order for the rest of the samurai to join our cause. I mean, even the Oniwaban will be turned by seeing Hyogoro, man. And then we get to see Raizo right here. And we finally get to see who it is that was hiding inside of this place. It is actually Kawamatsu, man. Kawamatsu, from back whenever we got those little insights to Oden's flashback back in chapter 920, is officially here. One of the big shots from back then, which we can assume he's on the same level of Shutenmaru, right? Which is gonna, if he joins our cause, Kawamatsu is gonna be a massive ally, like a really, really nice ally to join our cause from a strength standpoint, and or just overall from a clout standpoint. You know, to have an individual like this on our squad to inspire to have other people join our cause, or not just for emotional attachment back to that flashback where we actually do end up getting it. This is going to be another cost for that as well. So wow, man, in just one chapter, we got Kawamatsu confirmed being the individual that was in the prison that we've been wondering for quite some time who it is that this person is. We got Shinobu hyping up Hyogoro even more, and the fact that the Oniwaban or whenever Hyogoro refused to bow to Orochi, the Oniwaban had to betray him. And to me, that's going to be very, very sad when we actually get to see that in the flashback itself, because I can just imagine how much it had to hurt them, especially if they were so close to Hyogoro. But in order to, like, that is truly something that really, really sucks, guys, is that, you know, the Oniwaban, they have to prioritize their loyalty and their pledge of loyalty to the Shogun over everything. And that is over friendships, over family, over everything, man. So I can only imagine that at that time, Orochi must have said something around the lines of, you know, you guys are all right, man. I understand how these things turned out. Either that, or can you imagine the Oniwaban trying to take on Kaido and his crew on oh man, dude. And then because they were utterly defeated, they still had to swear allegiance and swear under the flag of Kaido and under Orochi. Technically, he's under Orochi, not Kaido. But under Orochi, who's now under Kaido, or next to Kaido. And like now every single day they have to swallow this pill that they had to turn their backs on Hyogoro, turn their backs on the one they loved, all because they served this new shogun, man. And it's because of this pact that they made when they first initially became part of the Oniwaban, whether it is that they were born into it or they trained into it, whatever the case may be. That is the #1 pledge of that, is loyalty to the shogun no matter the cost, man. And I don't know why it is I didn't think about this before this chapter, because it's going to be a very, very emotional moment when we get to the flashback and later on in the arc, where the Oniwaban are going to do the unthinkable, where the Oniwaban are going to do the one thing that they should never do, and that is betray the likes of the shogun for the betterment of the country, which is something that I can't wait to see. If they do end up doing it. If they don't end up doing it, then it is what it is. But if Oda were to make the Oniwaban not serve the shogun anymore, and instead turn their heads to the new shogun, and they could do it like that. They could say it like that. They could say that, Orochi, you are not the true shogun, and now we're going to go protect and serve the real shogun, the one that lives. So whenever Momonosuke actually ends up being alive, when they find out that Momonosuke is actually still alive, and the Momonosuke is still in, like, swimwear, and they know of the lineage, the bloodline of Kozuki Oden is still continuing on through Momonosuke, they're probably going to say, you are not the shogun, the true successor to the throne, the true successor to being the shogun of the Wano country is Momonosuke, Lord Momonosuke. And that is whenever they will switch and turn from serving Orochi to serving Momonosuke. And that, I can see that happening. I can most certainly see that happening. Because once again, they swear loyalty to their shogun. And if he is the false shogun, if they see something in Orochi, or at the moment they find out that Momonosuke is actually alive, I can definitely see a situation like that happening, man. Where they go to serve the real shogun, the real successor, which is Momonosuke, man. I can totally see a situation like that happening. See, man, you know, a chapter reveals some very awesome and valuable information when I did not spend more than 3 minutes or 2 minutes talking about Nami in this chapter. That's how you know. That's how you know. That's how you know that what was given to us in this chapter was very valuable information, man. I cannot wait to see more on Queen. Queen's just initial introduction with him being a showman and coming straight out of like a circus tent ready to perform out here. It's funky and singing, and yeah, it's something I kind of expected, but I didn't expect it to be like that, and that was really, really cool. I look forward to seeing what this happened on that day all those years ago. Kawamatsu knew of what took place whenever they were sent 20 years into the future. So Kawamatsu was a part of that entire plan. Kawamatsu knew. So, and he's been stuck in prison, I guess, for these last 20 years. Because he hasn't spoken to anybody else. Wow, man. Man, dude. So Kawamatsu was there as well. Good chapter, man. Good sauce of a chapter this week. Can't wait for the next one. There's no break next week, so we'll be back in the next one for chapter 136. We'll see what takes place next week. Yeah, that most certainly is the last page. But yeah, man, can't wait for next week's chapter. It's gonna be interesting. Shout out to Kawamatsu, and shout out to those dang octopuses, man. Lucky bastards. Lucky bastards. But good sauce of a chapter this week. On a serious note, can't wait to see more from Hyogoro the Flower, and how that entire situation is gonna play out. Shout out to his resolve, man. It's the clout that he has, and I can't wait to see all of this come together and intertwine by the end of the arc. It's going to be very interesting once again to see what the Oniwabanshu are going to choose when they find out, whenever they see that Momonosuke is still alive, or if maybe they already know, you know, like deep down inside, maybe it was held secret by them, because that's possible too. Then maybe Orochi, or back then during that entire situation, they swore to hold it down deep in their hearts until they came back. Like, they knew this entire time that they were sent 20 years into the future, but they just held it inside this thing from that night and said, all right, we will serve under Shogun Orochi until you return, Lord Momonosuke, or something like that. And they just all held this inside for all of those years. But the thing, man, dude, it's gonna cause for so much emotional distress. Like, even knowing all of that and still having to turn their backs on Wano, having to turn their backs on Hyogoro, having to turn their backs on Shinobu, like on all of these characters that probably helped them so much back in the day. And for them, even though they know the truth, to still have to act like they don't know the truth and act like the villains. Oh, man. If this is all factual, the members of the Oniwabanshu are going to be so goat in my eyes, man. They're going to be so goat in my eyes for having true loyalty. We know how important that is to these characters. I mean, we saw what Nekomamushi and Inarashi did just to protect Raizo. Like, I can most certainly see something like that happening with the Oniwabanshu easily, man. But anyways, I hope all of you have an awesome sauce of a day. Take care. One Piece awesome sauce. Chapter 935 was a good sauce, man.